All right, so if you watch most real estate agent YouTube channels, they are trying to convince you on why you should move to certain areas. And this video is gonna be completely different. This is going to give you the honest truth and 7 reasons why you should not move to Hemet, California. I do have some videos that talk about the pros to living in Hemet, but I want to give you the other side of things and talk with you about reasons you might want to consider before you make the move. Let's get to it. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Lewis, your local Temecula Valley Realtor, and this channel is dedicated to all things living in the Temecula Valley. From new construction tours, to neighborhood spotlights, to new things coming here to the Valley, I want you and your family to know exactly what it's like living here before you make the move. Let's get to it. Reason number 1 that you might not want to move to Hemet, California is because it is a city in transition. And let's just call it like it is. Hemet is doing its best to build up. There is a lot of new construction happening right now inside of Hemet, new homes being built and new communities developing, as well as new shopping centers. But it's still surrounded by some of the original area that was built up in the 50s, 60s, 70s. And there are plenty of neighborhoods inside of Hemet that need a ton of TLC and really just feel old and tired and need some love to revitalize. So it is being built up, but has a lot of that area that needs some love and some development. And you just have to be okay if you're going to live inside of Hemet with the fact that you may drive out of your brand new neighborhood and have to drive through on your way to the grocery store some older neighborhoods that don't feel as clean and as fresh as what you just purchased right down the road. Reason number 2 is higher crime rates. The crime rate inside of Hemet, California, according to online sources, is higher than the national average. And there are definitely pockets of some of the newer stuff that is built up that is doing okay as far as crime statistics go, but you may find areas, kind of neighborhood by neighborhood that feel less safe than others. And so it's very important before you make the move to Hemet. I'm not gonna talk specific stats here on the channel, but you should definitely look into some of those crime stats. There's plenty of websites you can use and input an address to check out what kind of crime. I will just say before you go to a website like that, even the nicest areas have crime. It happens, but you definitely just want to make sure that you know what you're getting into before you make that move, because it is higher than the national average. Reason number 3 is limited job opportunities. If you live inside of Hemet and you're not working in healthcare, retail, or education, you're probably having to commute outside of Hemet to get to work. And that's something you're going to want to consider. Hemet does not have a major freeway connected to it. So if you live on the east side of Hemet, specifically like the far east side, before going to work, you're gonna have to commute all the way through Hemet, all the way through Menifee just to get to the 215 freeway before you can actually sit in some freeway traffic and head north up into Riverside or south down into San Diego. So commute times can absolutely be something that can grind on people living inside of Hemet. And so unless you're working remote and can work from home, or you have something locally, plan for the fact that you're gonna have to drive 30, 40 plus minutes, maybe even an hour or more to get to some of the higher paying jobs that Southern California has to offer. Reason number 4 is the lack of entertainment and dining inside of Hemet. Now, if you are looking for a night out, an Instagram-worthy restaurant, or a cocktail bar, making mixed drinks, again, Instagram-worthy, you're just not going to find that inside of Hemet. It's going to feel limited. And if you're looking for something like that, you're typically going to have to venture out to some of the larger cities surrounding the area. You might find a little bit of that heading south down into Temecula, but you're still talking a 30 to 45 minute drive to get yourself to Temecula from Hemet. And then if you're looking for something even more adventurous beyond that, you're looking to get out to a concert or a sporting event, or even some more fine dining beyond what Temecula can offer, you're gonna head even further south down into San Diego, and that's going to be well over an hour and 20 minutes to get yourself there from Hemet. So if you're looking for lots of nightlife, lots of things to do, a place that you can go out and just be entertained, Hemet really lacks inside of that area. Now, there are things to do inside of Hemet. I'm not saying you have absolutely nothing to do. You've got a lake that you can visit, and there's some parks. and certain hiking and biking that you can do inside of the area. But again, outside of some of the outdoor recreation type items, you're typically going to be left needing to venture out into other cities. Reason number 5 is the aging infrastructure in the area. As I mentioned, there is a lot of new construction happening inside of the area, new homes popping up, retail centers, all of that, and it looks really nice. But the main hub of the city has been around for decades, and it looks like it. So there are many areas that have not been touched for some decades now. And so that means that you might have some issues with roads and some of the construction and the feel. It's going to feel a little bit older. The roads are going to feel older. The streetlights are going to feel a little bit older. It's just not the new clean area that you see in some of the surrounding cities. And I say new as in, Murrieta, Temecula really being built up since the 90s. Hemet was around way before then and had a lot of its major construction done during pre-90s periods, again, into the 50s, 60s, 70s. And so some of the areas just feel a little bit outdated. If you're coming from Orange County, you may be used to things like that. But here in the area, most things feel pretty new, and Hemet's aging infrastructure just feels different. Reason number 6 is the lagging reputation. So if you see people commenting on videos on our channel about Hemet, a lot of times they're jumping in and saying, hey, you forgot to mention how rough of an area Hemet is. And I just touched on that a little bit earlier, saying, hey, you should absolutely check out those crime statistics. But the city is making improvements and trying to get better at things. The reputation is still sticking with the city right now, and perception is reality. So because many people have for many decades said that is a rough area, watch out for that, it's still sticking with it despite all the improvements that are being made and some of the crime initiatives that are being taken place by local law enforcement. And so the reputation is taking a while to change. So things are happening. There are improvements being made to the community that will likely change the reputation for the long run. But for now, it kind of still has a bit of a reputation that the city is trying to shake. And so that's just something to keep in mind, as you look at investments and what will your values look like in the future. If you hold for the long term and see some improvements in the area, that could be a good thing. But if you're looking to, need to sell within a few years, maybe that reputation kind of holds you down as far as property value increases in the future. Reason number 7 is the retirement-focused vibe in the area. Hemet was actually supposed to be the premier destination many, many years ago for retirement. Actually, at one point, Florida Avenue in Hemet housed more money than Wall Street. It's where the rich and the famous were parking their money in banks locally because they thought this was going to be the place for them to move and retire, and it just didn't shake out that way. Things didn't work out, and so this has been a heavy focus on a retirement community. There are lots of pockets of 55 plus only within Hemet. Now, if you are a young family moving here to the area, there are absolutely homes being built in areas for you to live and schools and all that kind of stuff. But it's a heavily older population, and it wasn't until the recent bringing in of new construction that started to bring in a lower age demographic into the area. So it still has a little bit of that retirement vibe feel. There's lots of healthcare hubs and all of that inside of the area, and that tends to bring a little bit of that older crowd, and especially because of the affordability of Hemet, that brings in the older retirement crowd as well, people looking to keep their bills simple for the long term. So that's just something that you'll want to explore before moving to the area to get the feel of the area. There definitely still are pockets that feel younger, but you may come across some areas that are 55 plus and just feel more like a retirement community than the vibing city that you're looking for. All right, so that is it for the 7 reasons why you should not move to Hemet, California. I want to give you the truth about it. I want to give it a fair shake that you should look into those things. So you're going to want to look into all of that. You need to think about your commute. You need to think about crime statistics and what the feel of the community is like. And, are you going to be okay with the entertainment and dining and all of that? So research those things before you make the move. And that's what we're here for. We make these videos to give you some of that information. And then people reach out to us all the time from these videos to have real conversations, ask real questions that are on your mind. So don't hesitate to reach out. That's what we're here for. You can shoot me a call. You can send a text. You can send an email, and you can even schedule a one-on-one Zoom consultation by clicking on the link in the description below. We'll talk with you about your personal scenario, answer any questions that you have, see whether this is the right community for you, or if you're looking for other areas. We're happy to help you with that. Whether you are looking to move in 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, it doesn't matter. It's never too early to start planning for that. So please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, hit that like button, leave a comment below with any questions or comments that you have, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next time.